I can't believe I'm saying this, but Bleach is getting a new game. 2025 was an overall good year for Bleach gaming. At the start of the year, we did get Bleach Rebirth of Souls, our first new Bleach console game in over a decade. Speaking of decades, Brave Souls celebrated its 10th year anniversary, and then just last month, we did finally get the release of Bleach Soul Resonance. And right now, finally, Bleach Mirror's High has been officially announced. A new mobile game. Now, me personally, I'm happy to hear that. Time Day Kubo. What? What? Ooh. And it's also got a release date, summer 2026. So like I already mentioned, Bleach and Mirror's High has kind of been known about for the last few months. The trademark itself was found a few months ago, and just last week we did have it officially registered. So we kind of knew during Jump Festa today, alongside the new anime teaser trailer, we were going to get some announcement regarding Mirror's High. The big question right now though, was whether it was going to be a mobile game or a console game. A lot of people thought it would be a console game, which is kind of crazy because we just got Rebirth of Souls. Unfortunately, we didn't get any news regarding Season 2 of Rebirth of Souls DLC. But in hindsight, this now does make sense because this is a Bandai Namco game. I guess they recently just got the rights for Bleach games in general. That's why we did get the console game. So it was only a matter of time before they did jump into the market for mobile games. After all, Brave Souls is currently 10 years old. It's an old game. People are still playing it, but it is an old game. Soul Resonance just came out 2 months ago, so having access to potentially 2 mobile games in the course of a year is kind of crazy because most of the time when it comes to mobile gaming, it is also grouped in with gacha games. Likely this is going to be the same, a gacha game. But also Soul Resonance, as of right now, isn't even available in Japan, so it kind of makes sense why Bandai does want to, compete in that market. Because again, besides Brave Souls, there's been no new Bleach game, mobile game in particular, in over 10 years. But what's interesting here with this announcement is that they do say in the top right, summer 2026, stay tuned. Is that the release date? It's coming out in potentially 6 months, 7 months? This either could be we're going to get more information regarding the game in the summer of 2026, or it does mean, I'm assuming here, this does mean that it's going to release summer of 2026. Regardless though, that is also going to be around the same time the final season of Bleach 1000 Year Blood War does air. So this is perfectly in sync with what's going on with the anime, which to be fair is something that Bandai likes to do a lot. Now, like I already mentioned, to be fair, we do have access to quite a few Bleach games at this point in time, but there is one reason to get excited about this one, is because Kubo has a lot of involvement. So let's see what he has to say. He's been involved in this game's project from the kick-off meeting. First, he came up with the title. So let's actually pause that, not to cut off Kubo, my bad. And what's really cool with the title and the way they presented the game itself in terms of the logo, the way it's stylized, it's actually very similar to Bleach Face Again, which was the first project that we got when the anime was first announced. So it actually feels really cool they are paying homage to that particular project. And also in regards to the title being Bleach Mirror's High, quick little tangent, there's been a lot of speculation that it's maybe related to the Bleach High School Warfare, considering that it has the high in the title. By the way, finally a new Bleach game without soul in its title. I don't think they're related whatsoever. I could be gladly wrong, but nothing here indicates that it's related to the April Fool's High School Warfare event. But Kubo coming up with the title, it's actually really cool. And also worked on the character designs, which is kind of exciting, and ended up doing more than what was requested. I'm looking forward to it. We can also see in Kubo's hat, in quality we trust. Kubo, I believe in you. I think even mobile games have their own trends in logo designs. Try not to lean too much into that trend. Which, to be fair, the logo itself does look a lot different for most mobile games, or even games in general. And this is definitely more so in the style of Kubo, because again, we saw that before with the Face Again campaign. It feels weird, but also at the same time exciting. That kind of Kubo is the one talking to us about this game and not lead developer, So we worked on many character designs, which does make me question one thing we'll talk about in a minute. And here is it. Voice actors. For who? And the characters turned out just as I imagined. So the story is partly related to the main story. Okay. Shout out to Kubo. Bro, the presentation is so cool. And again, the key visual here with Ichigo, super clean. So other than that, right now, besides the teaser trailer that we did get, the message from Kubo, and also the website that we do have, we really don't know much about the game or even its genre. We just know it's a mobile game, and based on what Kubo does say here, there is some interesting things to keep in mind. If we go ahead and zoom in, just to recap what he did say, a few things that I personally picked up on is that Kubo as the main character designer is absolutely crazy for a game. But what's also interesting here is that Kubo was there for the additions. So him mentioning that there's his character designs, also new auditions, new voice acting, likely means that this game is going to include some original characters, which is something that the Bleach IP has not seen in many years. Brave Souls does give us original character designs and also seasonals, but we've never actually seen original characters since that one character from that Bleach Wii game that I've never played, and I forgot his name. Arturo? As a Bleach fan, I'm honestly here for it, and even though now again we have access to potential full Bleach games, this is potentially going to offer something different that we won't see from any of those games. Potentially original story and also original characters. And I guess we can see that here, right? The story is partly related to the main scenario of the comic. So it will be a bit different. There will be new things seen in this game. So it's not just going to be another retelling of the Bleach story that we see in Rebirth of Souls, Soul Resonance, and also Brave Souls. Which nothing is wrong with that, but this is potentially offering a different experience. But yeah, like I said, other than that, all we know is that it's basically a mobile game, App Store and Google Play, by Bandai Namco. We don't even know the developers in particular besides Bandai publishing it. But I don't know, for me, this is super exciting. Again, if this is a release date, summer 2026, I assume it is, that means we're likely going to get a lot of information over the next few months leading up to the game's release. Right now, the presentation, even though we don't know much, it just feels super high quality, but it makes sense because Kubo is closely tied to this project. Doesn't feel like a usual game announcement per se. Now, as for a mobile game, that might be a bit disappointing, but Rebirth of Souls just came out. To be fair, Soul Resonance just came out, but again, that's not even available in Japan, which is why this game is happening. For me though, personally, I do prefer mobile games. They just last longer. Soul Resonance right now has been out for an entire month, and the game is still doing numbers. People are still excited, which unfortunately you couldn't say the same about Rebirth of Souls, and that's not even to hate on the game in particular. That's just the nature of anime console games. They usually die after a month. For someone that likes to continuously play a Bleach game, and I put a lot of hours into Rebirth of Souls, me personally, for longevity, I kind of prefer mobile games. As bad as that might sound, but that's kind of the way anime games have gone. So personally, this is the best news that I could have received. Regardless though, new Bleach game coming away. Kubo has a lot of involvement in this game. Bleach Mirror's High by Bandai Namco, potentially releasing summer 2026. We're definitely going to cover the game on the channel alongside Brave Souls and also Soul Resonance, so if you are excited for this game, make sure you subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.